The Paranormal Project Radio Show. Here are your hosts, Scott Allan and Christina Bowen.
Hello and welcome back to the Paranormal Project Radio Show. I am so excited to be here because I get to be here with my lovely friend Christina, who wasn't here last week. And then we were in Texas. Actually, we didn't even do a show because you were coming back from Texas. And then we were in Texas. So it's been a while since you've been here.
It has. It has. I'm glad to be back.
You remember how to
a little
say
under the weather, but I'm doing good.
I know. But you sound definitely better than you were, a few weeks ago.
Definitely.
That's a good thing. I see everybody's lining up. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Christiani. Hello, Bob Blackmore. Good to see you. So I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy that Dana is here. And I had to chuckle because hi, Derek. Nice to see you. And do you remember? Do you remember when you posted today that your Solstice sisters, Dana and me, but it looked like you were saying your Solstice sisters, Dana and Scott. And I thought, are you trying to tell me something? What is that all about?
I posted from my sick bed, so.
You did. Just because I showed you my Mrs. Roper wig doesn't mean that I'm really, it was kind of a joke. Hi, Suzanne. How are you? And Tom, nice to see you, Tom. So we got a nice big group of people in here tonight. Mary, nice to see you. Thank you for coming with all of us. So Dana is one of your Solstice sisters.
Yes.
Hi, Juliana. She's a very highly talented psychic medium. And we were all together in Texas. So I was saying earlier when I went live that, we had a chance to spend time together in this haunted house and went to the Paracon and all these other things that we did. And I'm so glad that she's here with us because I want to find out what she's doing and what she's got going on. And she's talented and we may even, planning to do a few little readings here. So I think this is why everybody's showing up. So this is good. Why don't we bring Dana out? Dana, welcome to the show. It's so good to see you again.
Hello. Happy Valentine's Day.
Or as McCallum called it, Singles Awareness Day.
I'm not wearing red, if you notice. I think Christina's the only one with anything red on right now, and that's lipstick.
I can't even see her from here. Sure, far away. I'm wearing black. Does that tell you anything?
I wasn't going to say anything, but
oh, Oh my gosh! But thank you for being here. It's so nice to see you, and I'm excited to. I said we're going to do a couple of readings. We'll do a few readings here today and see what pops up. But what have you been up to? See what we can do. Yeah, and I got these medicine cards, shamanic medicine cards. I got to tell you, I'm not really a card person, and if I look at them, you're supposed to be able to use your intuition on them. I'm not really up on them, but I've used them a few times, and they had come with a little book to give you kind of a deeper meaning beyond what your intuition tells you. We could try it. We could do a couple of one-card pulls on those too if you want, and we'll see how that works. Why not? So Dana, what have you got going on? What are you?
That's a loaded question, Scott. As far as I've been really busy doing a lot of readings out of my hometown office here in Wisconsin, which is kind of the norm, but it's been busier than normal. As far as other stuff, I think I've got quite a few events coming up. Some of them I can talk about, some of them I cannot yet. So even Christina doesn't know a few of these.
I was going to say, I think I'm just, I'm planning a conversation afterwards.
I think our next thing, my next thing is in March. I'm going to be in Ann Arbor at the Potographs event that Tim Miley puts on. I'm going to be doing actually 3 of us will be doing a gallery all together. So
That's
Deb
great.
DeRoos, myself, and Christy London are all doing all together, like in tandem. So that'll be interesting. I like working with other psychics, as Scott knows, because we did one at Bell Mansion that went over really well. It's just, I don't know. It adds a different kind of vibe, don't you think, Scott, when you do it with another person?
I think so. I feel like it takes the pressure off too. Because
it does. I
you
think
do a
it's
lot of
like more
writing.
when you have so many people in an audience that that have paid money to watch you, and you can only get to like a handful of those. That's the main reason I don't like galleries, because I feel like I need to at least say something. That's how I operate. So if you have like
It's hard,
50
though.
people sitting there and you read 7 in an hour, then there's other
This amount.
But you know what? I feel like
sitting there.
there's the gift of mediumship even for those who don't get a reading. Because, when you see someone else's whomever come through, I mean, your people are in a good place, even though they didn't come through today.
That's
It gives
true
you
on
hope,
that part, but
you know?
yeah, I mean, I like doing it better when I can cover more territory, and the best way to do that is to have another person with you, or in this case, 2 other people. So it's 3 of us,
Great.
and we all read differently. So it'll be really interesting to see how that happens. So, but that's coming up in March. I'm terrible with dates, but that's for a good cause. Tim's organization, Plotographs, all of the monies made goes to shelter animals, depending on where the event's being held. In this case, Ann Arbor. So I think it's the Port Huron Animal Shelter is the one that will be benefiting from this. So
Was that the one in Fort Wayne last year that you were going to go to? Or is that different?
No,
No,
there was one in Ripon that I've done for him. I don't know if he'll be doing that one anymore. Ripon, Wisconsin, that is.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I don't know the status on that this year. I do know that Ann Arbor's a go. So, and
Nice.
he's got a really great lineup coming to that. So if anybody's in the Michigan area, that's where I'll be. That's March. Again, I'm terrible with dates. Sorry, everyone.
It is
March
Valentine's
9th.
Day, so
March 9th in Ann Arbor. But the stuff is either on his page or you can find it on my wall. I think Dustin Perry will be there. He's got it up on his wall. There's all kinds of people there. So it'll be a good one.
That's excellent. That's excellent.
So and then after that, I think
Ohio?
I have too many things going on. Ohio is coming in May.
That's in May.
I know what I'm doing. I'm going to be part of something called Days of the Dead, which is a Comic-Con that's happening in Chicago. I was asked to be on a panel for the only paranormal group that's ever worked at this thing. I know. And they asked me to be on a panel for part of it. So I will be doing readings there as well. And it's like 5,000 people through a door in a day kind of thing. It's a huge, huge event. That kind of came up out of the blue not too long ago. So I don't know how I feel about it yet, because it's bigger than anything I've ever done, but it'll be interesting to see how it all works. And I'm really excited because I'm kind of a geek with horror films. And there's like the guy that played Robbie in Poltergeist, the kid with the clown doll. He's obviously not a kid anymore. He's going to be there. The guy that played Leprechaun's going to be there. Like all of these people from these classic horror films are the people there. Children of the Corn guys are going to be there from the original.
The first one?
The first one. So I like that kind of stuff, that kind of, because I'm from the 80s.
I hear you.
Grew up in the 80s. So I'm kind of excited about that part of it. Hopefully I'll have enough time to be so high. But we're the only paranormal group in the building.
Really?
At a place called a convention for about what's the name of it?
The name of the conference?
Yeah.
I believe it's Days of the Dead.
Days of the Dead.
Mm-hmm. I'll
And
have
only
it
one
advertised
paranormal group?
as soon as they get me the stuff. I had to send in all my pictures and whatnot. As soon as they give me that, I'll have it on my wall. But it's the first. I've never done that before. Not at a place like that.
Now that's
That's gonna be fun.
I mean, that's going to be more recent, or that's
Yeah,
not.
that's coming up after Potographs. So I've got a break of like a week or two, and then that's at the end of March.
Oh wow! I think of Day of the Dead. That's like, when is Day of the Dead? Is
You're
that
thinking of the holiday that they have in like
Dia de los
in
Muertos?
Mexico. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
this
yeah.
is
November 1st.
again, this is
Right.
brand new to me. So if I'm screwing up the name, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But everything's still kind of up in the air. I just found out, really, I just had a meeting, I think at the end of last week about it. So it's still brand new to me.
Excellent.
So we'll see how that works out. I'm kind of excited about it at the
Exciting,
same time.
though. It's exciting.
That'll be fun.
It is. It'll be interesting to watch.
We
I was
just
hoping, like, I know there's a couple people from The Walking Dead, but it's not like the ones I want to see. So, see what I mean? I'm kind of a geek with that stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I hear you. That sounds
No
fun.
Daryl Dixon.
Sure you don't want company?
No Negan.
You know I'm a huge Walking Dead fan.
I know, me too.
I'm starting to think you're a liability too. Maybe we should leave you home for a little bit.
True. I am. I am. Yeah.
Hey,
Just leave me home. Yeah.
I got out unscathed, but I left early. So, there it is.
Yeah, I'm still walking too. But yeah, so there's a lot coming up. So I have some different stuff coming up too. And then of course we've got Ohio, which all of us will be there.
Yes.
And we have Virginia.
Parasite Con.
Christina and I have Virginia in June.
June.
And that we're actually working that one this year. So that's pretty exciting. That's with the Kling brothers and
Shenandoah Valley event.
Paranormal. So that's going to be awesome. Quite frankly.
Last year was amazing. I can't wait to see what they do this year.
I do wish I could go. I'm so booked. I'm gone every weekend from Ohio. I'm in Ohio with you. And then the following weekend, I'm in Huntington, Pennsylvania for this Dark Echoes Paranormal meet and greet for the cast and crew at the Clifton Theater, where we filmed just before we were in Texas. And then the following weekend, I'm at Haunted Hillview Manor again, back in Pennsylvania, Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And then the fall.
I don't know where Newcastle. What part of the state is Newcastle in?
I don't know. It's 9 hours from Boston, so it's a drive.
Oh, okay. I'm just curious because
yeah, I don't even know.
It was half the distance to Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe for you, not for me. It's probably a third of the. And then we're in. Let's see, the 7th. So that's the 1st. The 7th, we're in Augusta, Maine. Chris Brown and I are doing a gallery up in Augusta. And
I love Maine.
Like, when can I? It is pretty. It is nice up there. So we're going to do that. And then I think I finally have a break for a little bit.
Well, that's good to be busy though.
It is good, but it's like everything is out and about, it's out. We actually just booked, Karen Tatro and I just booked a dinner cruise. We're doing Lake Winnipesaukee for the Mount Washington cruises. And we're doing a full moon cruise.
Is that like the Mount Washington?
The Mount Washington.
I've been to Mount Washington.
And they have the cruise ship.
On Mount Washington.
On Mount Washington.
I was way up there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. So this is a dinner cruise, full moon cruise in August, and that'll be kind of fun. But
Definitely.
so it's nice to be doing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to be doing things. But I'm going to come and pick up Christina because we've got to go to Atlanta. We've got to go to Hauntlanta this year. I keep telling her we got to get our tickets to Hauntlanta.
I think they're still taking vendors, aren't they? Pretty sure they are.
They are. And
I think they are.
Able. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She came by and I don't know. She must have stopped by and seen you in Texas as well.
Yeah. They came and saw us in Texas.
I was kind of
you were busy.
Lockdown.
So you're always in lockdown at events.
Yeah, you were busy. So how should we
literally in Ohio? I am.
Yeah.
I'm in a jail cell.
We just have to find someone to travel with. That's all. I just need somebody to sit at my table while I sit in the jail cell. I can't do it both. I can't do it both. I need a Rowan. Nicholas needs to get a little older.
I need a Rowan. We
I
all
just need
need
a
a
Apollo to
Rowan.
be able to see and count money and stuff like that. And
What you
Yeah.
need.
you know,
You need.
Rowan does a good job.
he does.
Imagine if I
Be
found
the
something.
unofficial road manager for Solstice Sisters.
Call him Rhodey instead of Rowan. There we go.
What was the name of that TV show? Wasn't it Rowan and Martin or Martin and Rowan?
Rowan
or-
and Martin, Martin and Rowan.
Martin and
But
Rowan. Yeah,
he's not named that because of that. And somebody else said Rowan Atkinson because
Rowan
it's Mr. Bean. And I'm like, no, it's because that name is Gaelic for little red one, he who dances underneath the rowan tree, which is a spiritual little guy. And his dad was a redhead. That's why Rowan is Rowan.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes
So
sense.
I tried to be cool, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Mr. Bean," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'd name my kid after Mr. Bean
Mr. P.
because
It
that's
is-
how I am."
It is a nice name, though, Rowan. It's kind of. I mean, it's not common. You know what I mean? Which makes it kind of interesting. I like it.
Which is amazing that my ex-husband agreed to it when he did, because I was shocked when I'm like, "How about Rowan?" And he's like, "I actually like that," and I was like, "What?"
Oh my
That
gosh.
suit scene.
He didn't know that it was a little witchy, so it was okay. He didn't find that out till later. It was too late then.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. We should have people chime in the chat.
Yeah,
If-
chime in, peeps. I see you
Chime
waving.
in. There's a lot of people writing in and talking, and we got a bunch of people on the line, but they haven't asked us any questions because that's kind of how we have to do it. We're not having people call in. We don't have that capability really where we are.
Plus, it gets really hard.
And it gets
Yeah.
really and it gets difficult too. So we can bring them in the chat. So if anybody has a question, we can bring you up. So let us know what you want to know. It's Valentine's Day. Have questions?
Doesn't have to be like
Doesn't have
psychic,
to be Valentine's.
but it can be whatever. But ask questions
whatever.
because we're obviously over here, bip, 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 but we want to hear from you. So
Yeah, and we said we'd do a few readings. So anybody
definitely.
wants to chime in and ask us, we're here. We got a bunch of people in tonight, which is fantastic. So I know there's people here wanting to chime in. So we'll
Kathy
just
Paketic is out there, whoever that is.
Hey, Kathy.
heard of her.
Wink, wink.
That's our other solstice sister.
Sister.
Jenny
There we go.
Laporte was out there earlier.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna throw this out here. Let's see. I don't know if Chanel's back there. I'm gonna try to hit it. It keeps moving. There we go. Okay, Derek, what's the path for my job? Thank you. I know Derek not well, but see if we can tune in and see if we pick up on anything. Are you writing? That's what
Yep,
you do.
oh, by the way, I
You do
write
it.
when I
He's a
do this,
writer.
everybody. So if I'm not looking at the screen, I'm writing because I forget, and I think it's like kind of like automatic writing. So sometimes I don't even know what I wrote till I look back at it. So
You
just
look
bear
back
with
at
me
it,
if I'm not looking at you.
It's cool to watch her doing that.
Thank you.
She'll sit. I've watched her at a gallery that she did here, and she comes out. She says hello, greets everybody, and starts writing. And looks up, around, and points, and writes, and then
funny.
comes up and starts answering all these questions. It's really very cool.
I don't write in a gallery, but I do write when I do private readings. I always have my paper with me, and I find that things do come out. Names come out. It's crazy, You don't even realize it.
All right, you want to go first? Are we both doing this one?
Yeah,
or?
we're both kind of like chip in, right? I think we could do that.
I don't think it's the final spot, so I don't know what your situation is, but I am not picking up that you're like landed in the spot that you're going to stay in. So I hope that translates the right way out. There's movement for you within the next probably 8 months to a year. Now, I'm not going to say, oh, you're moving out of the place you're working. You might be moving within. I don't know that. I can't go into that whole thing at the moment because we're doing these fast. But I don't look at this as being a negative thing. So there's something's coming up that's positive, but it's movement.
I also
so you're either changing something or something's changing with it.
I feel like there's something outside of it too. And I don't know what that is either. It feels like there's something outside of the whole thing that you're currently doing. Not that that's necessarily going away, but I feel like we're shifting out. And I don't know. It feels different to me.
The last thing I wrote was you're not stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's a feeling that you're trapped for some reason, or you can't go anywhere for some reason, that's not really the case. So hopefully, like I said, there's a lot of movement coming up. And I think that's when you're going to start seeing what we're both talking about here. There's something coming up for you. That's just what I got. So. Oh, I can't hear him.
There we go.
Oh, there you are.
You couldn't hear me?
I couldn't hear you for a second, but now I can hear you.
I think it's because I moved beyond the microphone and it picks up this way, but I was trying to.
Another business question.
Yeah.
What's
So
with all these business work people? Kidding. Let's see.
Well, I think, and I'm just getting this thought. I mean, I think that's anybody's fear too. When you start something, you always worry about it being new, being slow at first, because it takes a while. I think that's normal. I think that's normal. I do feel like it's going to take a little time, but I feel like they're telling me too, it's not going to take like 10 years either. Do you know what I mean? I feel like, starting in March, but I feel like within the year, you're going to start to feel like there's some momentum building. What are you getting, Dana, on that?
I think you hit the ground running. I think it's good. And then I think it slows down, and that's when you're going to be. So you're worried about the initial part of it, but I feel like the initial hit with it goes really, really well, or you feeling really positive, and then you slide kind of into a little bit slower stage. Try not to be discouraged by that. I guess I'm agreeing with Scott too. I think that's going to be that way in the beginning, but I feel like you hit the ground running at first. So it's not as slow as you're maybe. Are you already doing something with this? I wish I could ask.
I know, I'm trying to see.
Or if this is like a completely different ball game or a completely different thing. It almost feels like there's something he's doing that's sort of related to it already. Okay.
Larry said yes.
Okay.
He said yes.
So that scary part of it is maybe because you're going maybe off on your own or trying something independently of where you are, but I don't feel you failing at this, not in what I can see as of today and this very hour. As it sits right now, I feel like you hit and it goes and then it kind of pulls back a little bit, and that's when you kind of go, like most people would, but then it gradually picks up again.
That's to build
that
back
makes
up
sense.
again.
Yes. Yeah.
So just give it time.
Right. But
Right.
man, I think you're good for you.
Very cool.
Yay.
Very, very cool.
I think you're going to be great.
Hypnotist.
Do not panic. Cool.
I'd like to stay in touch with you, Larry.
Yeah.
Send me a friend request. Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Larry. That's cool.
Let's see.
All right. Who else do we have here?
You've got a lot of questions out there right now, Dana.
There's a ton. I would love a reading, but I'm also having a hard time trying to find out who my spirit guide is. And I don't know, Candace, if you do any meditations on that, because they do have them. I mean, you can kind of meditate and go in. I feel like now I'm just throwing this out there. I feel like there's some dream connection with you. Like, I feel like that's how they're speaking to you, or that's how they want to speak with you. I feel like they're showing me that there's a dream thing with you and how they want to communicate with you. And I don't know if you can relate to that at all. I feel like they're telling me you're not paying attention that way. Like that's not how you're noticing them. But I feel like that's how they want to come through to you.
This isn't necessarily a psychic thing that I'm going to tell you. It's a tip. Keep a notebook by your bed. I tell every client I have this very same thing because like Scott, like, you know, they might be coming through sort of in a dream state, or you might have this bizarro dream that's really, really clear, or you remember certain spots. Sometimes they're presenting in that state. So you might get like somebody that shows up and you're just going to know who it is or something like that. But if you wake up in the morning, you know how you are when you have a dream, you don't write it down. By the time noon hits, you don't even remember what it was really about.
Right.
Some chick in red was there. That's all I remember, because all that goes away as soon as like the phone starts ringing, the TV goes on. If you have children, they're running around. Try to keep something near you that you can jot down. Doesn't have to be a, you know, big old journal. You can put the day, the time, and what you dream, you know, when you woke up, what day it was, what about, you don't have to really put time, but what it was about. You know, it doesn't have to be the whole thing. Everything you can remember to the best you can remember, write that down. Sometimes they'll show up that way. It might not be an aha moment that like all of a sudden you know who your spirit guide is. I mean, I wish I wish that it worked that way.
Yeah.
But they appear when they're good and ready.
Once.
You know, they present when they're good and ready. I think you could probably meditate and maybe connect easier, like Scott's saying. But yeah, they're stubborn little buggers, and they're really only gonna, you can pray to them, you can talk to them, they'll hear you, but they're not necessarily gonna walk up and shake your hand till it's time. I hope that makes sense.
When you're ready.
She said dream. Yeah, dream makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Candace. Let's see. So Chris would love a reading. Chris, just write back into the chat if you're still watching. Give us a question. Give us a topic you want to focus on, and we'll try to hit you up as we get a little bit further down the line here in the questions. So, because, you know, if we're doing a reading, I can't kind of get into the whole, you know, that's an hour. You know what I mean? Kind of the whole general thing. But if you have an area you want to focus on, put it in the chat, and we'll see if we can get into that. Okay, Suzanne, will I be changing careers? I'm going to let this one out because I know Suzanne and I don't want to get any influence in this. So I'm going to see.
Because I know Suzanne.
Well, I mean, I don't know her well, but I know enough about some things.
Man, everybody's talking about jobs. Y'all need to find what makes you happy. I'm teasing. I just saw another one pop up. I'm not talking to you, Suzanne. Hold on just a second. Let me see if I can see something here.
Who are you answering for? Is this
Suzanne?
Suzanne, okay. Because Christiani's on the screen.
Yeah, the one before was Suzanne, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we'll get to Christiani right after this.
Okay, gotcha. You know, what I am getting here, I'm not seeing like what you're going to do or anything like that, but what I am feeling is, are you holding yourself back from making a final decision? Or are you like kind of self-doubting this? So like the place that you're at is safe, but maybe the thing you want to change to isn't so much. Are you like holding yourself back from doing that? That's what she's like,
Suzanne, yes.
That would be your only downfall, is the self-doubt. You know, that safety is like, absolutely everybody wants that safety, that security of only, but I can feel you. I can feel that really excited about maybe changing and really wanting to do it. But at the same time, you're holding yourself back because it's not practical or not 100% guaranteed for you. You don't know until you go. You'll never
Gotta
know
take
if you
that
don't
chance.
try.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy for me to sit here and tell you that. I understand that as well. But I'm not getting any pushback like, tell her she's going to fail. Don't do it. I'm not getting anything like that. I'm
Not gonna.
getting more like you're standing in your own way.
Mm. We're all guilty of that from time to time.
Not me, of course.
I met Suzanne at Journey Within Spiritualist Church in New
Oh.
Jersey. She's also a medium. And that's
Cool.
why I didn't want to say anything because I don't know which way she's going or what direction, but I didn't want to get into that with her. So
Well, whatever it is, I just feel like she's like kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know if I should do it or not. And really, you really should do it. I think that's the only thing that I don't think you're ever going to be happy till you at least try. Safe or not safe.
There you go.
You know, that's so true. There's so many things that we just don't even attempt.
No regrets, baby.
Yeah. That's how I met you, Dana.
It is. Yeah.
Just taking a shot. Yeah.
And
So
Christine is like, my job too.
Well, she has a new job, I guess. She has a new job. Oh my God, you just say everything. I don't know what everything.
That's how I am. I apologize if that's offensive to anybody.
No filter, folks.
I just
No
say
filter.
it like it is. That's
it.
hilarious. I
That's
got called out.
Oh
Okay.
my- So Chris has a new job, and I guess the question is, well, how's it going? Is that what you're thinking, Christiane? Like what? Like how is it going, or how will it go? Is it going to be successful for you?
The new job.
So this
I
is
don't know
a
how you
new
guys
job
do
that
it.
Christine, is it Christiane or Chris? How does she pronounce that? It's,
I've always I know her too. I always called her Chris, but I think it's pronounced Christiane.
oh, that's pretty.
That's
Just-
pretty.
Pretty name.
She lives here. She lives down the street from me, actually. But
Okay.
Hey, stay or going back. Ah,
oh, I see what you mean. Stay in the new job or go back to the old job. I got you. Okay. Yeah. I don't know
how you guys do it.
the job.
I couldn't do this.
Okay, so I want to say something on that. I know Chris, but I
That's
don't.
fine. I'm
I know
writing.
any-
I'm getting
can-
something on it, but I don't think it's. Never mind. Do your thing.
That's okay. I don't know anything about her new job. I knew what her old job was, so I can go. I feel like there's some. I feel like there's a lot of promises and expectations that may not pan out exactly as they were either promised or she hoped.
And was it a man that promised that at this job?
I don't know if she's answering.
Let's
Mixed
see.
feelings.
Got mixed feelings.
Yeah. It just
Mine's
feels
always
like it looks good, but my gut is not in it 100%. My gut is not, I don't feel like it's 100% smooth to me. I feel like
it's pretty on the
looks
surface, but down inside it's
service, but it's like, you know, when you look at it and you say, "Why I should really love this. I should really love this, but why don't I love this? Why do I not feel right about it?" That's what I'm feeling
Yeah.
right about it. And I can't, you know, that's just my gut. That's just my intuition. I feel like there's some promises or maybe some expectation there that may not turn out exactly the same as exactly as it was hoped.
yeah.
Scotch. Shit.
Scath. It's like sloth, but not.
No, it's scotchy scotch. That's no. Okay, so
Scotch,
Christiane is from Brazil, and I have a few Brazilian friends
Oh.
that live here. And so when they say the T's, like the double T, it's ch. So you know, it was scotch, and they all call me Scotch. And in fact, there was an ice cream that came out, Scotchy Scotch Scotch, and I think they bought me a half gallon because that's
like
what
Marky Mark.
Mark, you know.
It's a Will Ferrell reference.
Scotch. It is. It is.
I was an exchange student to Paraguay, and I went to Brazil when I was in Paraguay. So
We're in Brazil.
You got stories
best
from there.
chocolatiers are from Brazil. Chocolate makers, chocolate guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Brazil. Yep. So that's my gut. That's my gut. Hi, Ryan. Nice to see you.
I'm in agreement with you, but I don't know what you're doing, but I'm not really getting much on the job aspect. But a male at this job, I don't know which job, if it's the old one you'd go back to or the new one that you're at. I just have something with a male that's either that works there with you in some capacity that is not an easy guy.
That doesn't sound pleasant.
It feels like
Well, she might know who I'm talking about already, or maybe not. That's what I mean when Scott was saying it. Maybe it not is not everything that it appears. Maybe that's part of that is this guy.
Gotcha.
I don't want to go into too much in case one of her coworkers is watching.
That's one thing. I know Dana doesn't ever like to put your business in the street, folks.
No.
So she's
certain
good about
business,
that.
certain, come on.
Yeah. Some things we need to keep private.
Especially on Valentine's Day, you don't want to be talking about that certain health problem. Yeah, that's right. I say anything. I know. Sorry, everyone.
Take y'all anywhere. So you got to be referring to one that's on the commercials all the time.
Right.
I'm not saying anything. Greg Nichols is in here. Hi, Greg Nichols.
Greg, how are
Hi,
you?
Greg.
Nicholas? Is it Nicholas?
Nicholas.
Nicholas,
I'm
yeah.
an idiot. I'm sorry. I see his posts and stuff, and I always thought it was Nichols till just now. Now I feel like a jerk. I'm sorry.
I switched to Mary so we could get off the ED. Let's check it out. I'm in
Amen, brother.
Amen. I'm in temporary housing and I'm discouraged on what's out there. Do you see anything positive coming my way? If not, should I just wait it out? God.
Mary waited out.
Now I know her, so I'm not gonna chime in.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of kind of know her. Sort of.
You do know her. This is Minna.
Yeah, I know, but every time I see Mary, I never think it's her, and then I remember halfway through. So it's not like I do think positive is coming with the housing stuff, but I don't think it's yet. And I think you do need to wait. That's my thing on it.
Well,
I don't know what's going on really with it, but I feel like you really, really want it to come to pass, and it's almost like you're almost pushing it, and it's not happening quite as fast as you want it to. You're likely frustrated, but I think it's more positive for it to come the way it's supposed to than trying to push it. You're just making yourself worked up a little bit with it that way, and it's making you feel more trapped, and that sucks, and I'm sorry.
Can I say something too? Because I'm also I don't know why I'm feeling this, but I don't know if you're thinking about, do I stay and wait it out, or do I go somewhere that is more affordable where the market is better? Because, I live in Boston. It's not affordable here and probably won't be, but I could move somewhere. I could move to Connecticut and it's more affordable in Connecticut, surprisingly. So I think, I think you can maybe hang in there a little bit longer. I don't think you have to jump the gun and just leave everything. But I think that I don't know, and I don't know if that's where you're coming from, if that's what you're thinking, but I feel like hanging in there a little bit is probably the right thing.
So, Minna, I'm just going to say one word: patience.
And that's coming from someone like her, who has about a hair length of patience in her whole body.
Yeah.
They say patience is a virgin.
And there we go back to the rated R.
It's Valentine's.
Please note that was not my doing.
Tammy, will I successfully find a new home that doesn't require me to give up my beloved dogs? Yes, you're not giving up your dogs. You're not giving up your dogs. I don't feel like it.
I don't feel that either. I think have you had multiple ones that you can't go to because of the dogs? Likely. I can't wait for you to, I don't want to wait for you to answer, but you can. It's coming. It's almost like your mindset's got to switch a little bit with it, but I don't see you losing your dogs.
Oh, good.
I don't think you're able to. So you've been through a couple and they've said absolutely not, there is somebody that will let you have your dogs. Again, this is like one of those waiting things. Why do we have to wait all the time?
Wow.
There is no way you would survive leaving your dogs. And that's not coming from me because I'm an animal person. There you go. So you know what? It's going to happen because it has to. Just believe that, please, because it's coming.
And I also think it may come from someone that's not expected. I feel like it may come from someone who maybe will initially say no pets, but I think the heart will warm up a little bit and they'll see you for who you are and the dogs for who they are.
You don't leave your
hope so.
dogs. And I don't think it's not even a thing. And I'm not telling you that because I don't think people need to leave their dogs. I'm telling you that because I know you're not going to leave your dogs. Something's coming.
So once again, patience.
Wait, everybody be patient at your jobs and your homes.
That's right.
Good things are coming.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Even if you're not a virgin, you can have patience.
Here he goes.
Will he be okay? I don't know who he is. I don't know if I don't know if I can get anything from that.
I don't know if I can either. You might need to.
Kelly, if you're still here, we might need you to come in and give us just a little bit more clarification on
it's
your
a little
question.
bit too obscure. I mean, I appreciate I'm one of those people, the less detail, the better, but that one's a little bit too less. Especially doing it this way.
Bob says he wakes up his wife when they happened. He's talking about dreams. I think this is back when we were talking about dreams.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
Bob is married to my cousin. He has dreams that are almost prophetic, where he'll dream something and then it happens, and it kind of gets a little strange. She keeps wanting him to get help, and I don't think she means psychological help. I mean like how to manage this and deal with it a little bit.
I guess I think that how do I say this the right way? I have prophetic type things happen to me in the form of weather, earthquakes, storms, that sort of thing. Like I don't have to be asleep. It just happens to me. Find Scott. Tell him what you dreamt about. Have him write it down and keep it aside. Then you have somebody else that acknowledges that, oh, he had this dream and 2 days later it happened. That helps reinforce you. Okay. I do the same thing. Christina is one of my people that I'll send her a message and I'll say there's going to be an earthquake in Iceland.
There's going to be an earthquake and it's going to be, and she gives me details and I put it on the calendar. And then when it happens, I go back and go, holy crap, it happened, Dana.
Holy crap.
Don't I?
I've got two people that do that for me, but that's because it's more natural disaster-y stuff. Sometimes it's different. Doesn't matter. Whatever it is that's coming to you that way, I think it's considered a form of clairvoyance because it's precognition, be it in a dream state or not. So I think you need a witness besides your wife. I would tell Scott or tell another friend that's kind of like a party outside of the home and start tracking that stuff.
And Bob,
once you get confident in it, you have to like have that proof to your own self. I still have to have it. And I've been doing this for 40 years to show it on paper to somebody that's, like for instance, Christina lives in a different state. I can't walk in her house and find the note and change it. She's got it. That's the end of the story. That's what I would suggest for you, Bob. That's not a psychic thing. That's what Dana does. WWDD. What would Dana do? That's what I would do. But it really does help you. And probably, your wife probably freaks out because, wow, that's bizarre to be calling all these things before they happen. Yeah. But that's how this stuff works.
Right.
That's why you get them before they happen, because we're probably built to help other people by what we see sometimes.
We only have like 3 or 4 minutes
for both of y'all.
I'm sorry.
What's that?
when these things happen to y'all, how does it make you feel as the psychic when you have a prophetic dream where there's something catastrophic, people die, lots of people die or hurt, earthquakes
The
and
worst one for me
collapses?
was the fires in Australia.
Mm,
Remember when those big fires went through Australia? I
mhm.
remember seeing that, and I, for some reason, put it on Facebook. I don't know why I did that. I put something on Facebook, and all these people freaked out, so I took it off. But my friend Missy took a snapshot of it. And that I was seeing animals, and I was seeing it was awful. It was awful. But the earthquake ones is just, they're very brief and they're very strong. And it's hard. It's very difficult to try to explain verbally how it works.
We've been on in a conversation, mid-conversation before, when the first time, I think it was something to do with water, like tidal wave type thing, and you just stopped the middle of the conversation, told me, and you said, write this down now. So I'm okay, and I did, and then we talked about it later, and like I said, now I'm one of the people that you send these things to.
Yeah.
But it was just really strange.
Yeah.
I just don't know how it would make somebody feel to know that kind of thing ahead of time.
Well, like Bob just said, people are dying in his, I can't tell you what to do with that. That's yours to do with it. That's a responsibility. I take mine very, very seriously. People can laugh if they want to, but if I feel people are in danger, I try to let somebody know. But very rarely do they listen. It's not like you can call the government and be like, hey, this is going to happen.
I had a dream.
And have them take you seriously, not, that it's an unfortunate thing. But it's a serious
5 minutes, guys.
It's a responsibility.
Let's see if we can do one or two more, just to wrap it up, just because I know a lot of people to get to, but that's okay. What do I need to concentrate on this year? The frozen orange juice would be my thing. I would suggest.
That's a terrible joke.
No, it is. It's the best.
We can always count on Scott for a dad joke.
Oh, it is a
bad dad joke.
A bad joke. A bad dad joke.
Bobby, I see you. I'll get an answer for you and send it to you in just a bit.
Thomas, I don't have any idea what your age is. I need you to focus on your health a little bit coming up here. I'm picking up some palpitations, some cardiac, like almost like it could be anxiety based. I don't know what again, I'm doing this on the fly, but I do need you to kind of pay attention to like little symptoms like that and follow up on them. Or I would if I were you. Let's put it that way. I can't tell you what to do, but focus on the self. Focus on yourself health wise, but also globally, like everything that you do. I'm not sure what you were looking at for that, but that's what I was just told. So, and that was pretty direct. If you're having any anxiety or you wake up and you have palpitations and stuff like that, don't blow it off. Go be seen. See your doctor.
I'm not the medical one here. That's you. So trust her. She's great.
She's phenomenal medical intuitive.
I try.
Anyone know where Winnie is? I would say he's probably with Tigger, but that's just my first guess.
Oh, Chihuahua got lost.
I know I can't help myself. The sweet little Chihuahua doggy got lost about a year ago in the state park in Oregon. Okay, I wonder if she's still alive. My friend's dog. She's watching this show.
Somebody's got that dog. I think somebody's got that dog.
Good, Thomas. I'm glad you're paying attention to her.
I don't know if I should call you Gadget or Gigi, but I feel like somebody scooped that dog up. Maybe it was lost. Maybe it was really desolate where it was lost. I don't know. but I didn't feel like that dog was passed. I felt like it was with somebody else.
Hmm.
I feel like I did that. Yeah.
Well, that would be better than being lost in the woods, though. So.
Yeah, there's something with like I don't know. There's a lot more to that one, but I don't feel like that animal is passed. I don't speak dog. They don't come to me that way, but I do help find lost pets. So that one doesn't feel lost. It feels taken.
Mm.
Or it was lost and then taken, like that sort of thing.
I'm not feeling dog napped. I'm not feeling like.
No, I think it was more of an innocent thing, but I would imagine they'd have a chip or a collar. So in essence, you'd want to get that checked.
It's too bad they don't have like GPS on those things. You know what I mean? Well, really, if you can chip it, you can find your phone anywhere. You should be able to find your dog anywhere, you know?
Christina's probably thinking you'd be like saying, Apollo, get out of the butter. Apollo, get out of the butter.
He's a butter boy. Gosh, guys, we are down to 30 seconds left.
Folks, but we really do need to wrap up.
By.
I want to thank everyone for being here. Dana, thank you for being here. This has been a lot of fun.
Thank you very much, you guys.
This hour, it has been great. Next week is a pre-recorded show. Greg Vaketic is going to be on talking about paranormal evidence. Greg. And we'll be back the week after that. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.
Happy Valentine's Day again. Bye.
You've been listening to the Paranormal Project radio show with Scott Allan and Christina Bowen. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. While you're there, leave us a rating and review. We'll be back next week with more exciting guests. Now go out there and explore the